box this big in my life before. No way could it even get through the airplane door. American Eagle can't even tow the weight, and Delta won't even try to take it freight. Now Bahamas Air was just changing ship, and you know that woman mouth, they already stiff. Bessie said, Miss, my boss can't leave here today. She said, yeah, leave it here, but it must be going on the bed again. She got the biggest box in the world I ever saw. Where all she got, who could ask for more? That means she buying Miami Mercy spoiled. Oh, she had the biggest box in all the world. What? She had the biggest box in the world I ever saw. Oh, where all she got, who could ask for more? That gal she loaded, she must catch a sale. Oh, she had the biggest box in all the world. Oh, she had the biggest box in the world I ever saw. Oh, where all she got, who could ask for more? That bitch she buying Miami Mercy spoiled. Oh, she had the biggest box in all the world. She had the biggest box in the world I ever saw. Where all she got, who could ask for more? That means she buy down the road, it must be spoiled. Oh, she had the biggest box in all the world. Uncle Josie, where you are going? Biggest box in all the world. The biggest box in all the world. Inside this box, it must be spoiled. Oh, she had the biggest box in all the world. The biggest box in the world.
Call the fire engine, run, tell 'em come quick. I can feel my temperature rising, never heard we can creep like this. Lord, all over my body, from my head straight down to my feet. I shall beat this pint on the good drum and the soul, Lord, they make so sweet. Oh, I went to Cat Island to the musical festival. I was always into reggae and rap, never checked for the rake and scrape. Lord, I stay with my family up the road there in Atlas Town. And everywhere I went, all the people were talking about the battle of the band. Oh, call the fire engine, run, tell 'em come quick. I could feel my temperature rising, never heard rake and scrape like this. Lord, all over my body, from my head straight down to my feet. I shall beat this pint on the good drum and the soul, Lord, they rake so sweet. Oh, by later that evening, all I drink had me feeling fine. And when I reached the Rake and Scrape Festival, Lord, I wanted to prance. Oh, the music was jamming, Lord, it put me into a trance. And everybody was looking at me as I made up my own new dance. Oh, call the fire engine, run, tell 'em come quick. I could feel my temperature rising, never heard Rake and Scrape like this. Lord, all over my body, from my head straight down to my feet. I should beat this pint on the good drum and the soul, Lord, the beat so sweet. Oh, straight from the beginning, Rake and Scrape, great got to the end. Everyone was having a good time, everyone was having fun. Lord, come salad and fried fish, peas and rice with crab in it too. Master good gal, don't let it bite you. If it bite you, I can bite too. Oh, call the fire engine, run, tell 'em come quick. I could feel my temperature rising, never heard Rake and Scrape like this. Lord, all over my body, from my head straight down to my feet. I should beat this pint on the good drum and the soul, Lord, the Rake so sweet. Come on, play that guitar. Ah, ring that soul and slide that drum. Sweet Rake and Scrape. Some people were sitting, but the doctor say I should dance. So I throw off my brand new Nike and I plant my feet on the ground. Lord, thunder, follow lightning, soldier crab walking in the sand. Rake and Scrape is the sweetest music that you hear in the Bahama land. Oh, call the fire engine, run, tell 'em come quick. I can feel my temperature rising, never heard Rake and Scrape like this. Lord, all over over my body, from my head straight down to my feet. Ancient beat, they spank on the good drum and the soul, Lord, the beat so sweet. Oh, call the fire engine, run, tell 'em come quick. I could feel my temperature rising, never heard Rick creep like this. Lord, all over my body, from my head straight down to my feet. Ancient beat, they spank on the good drum and the soul, Lord, the beat so sweet. Oh, call the fire engine, Lord, call the fire engine. Oh, call the fire engine, Lord, call the fire engine. Oh, call the fire engine, Lord, call the fire engine. Oh, call the fire engine, Lord, call the fire engine.
It brings back memories of days that I once knew. Oh, the days that I spent with you. Oh no, don't let it play. It fills my heart with pain. Please stop it right away. I remember just the word it say. It say, darling, I love you. You know that you lie. Away, you were only 17. I never thought you could act so mean, but baby, you told me you loved me. You swear that you care. You say I'll go with you, darling, almost anywhere. But darling, you know that. Darling, I love you. You know that you lie. Darling, I love you. You know that you lie.
I wrote, going to the island on a speedboat.
die. Every weekend you'll find them there, shooting pool and drinking beer, singing, "You're drunk again, you're drunk again." It's the weekend, you drunk again. Italy, coming through with the room. Yeah, bust right up. Look out the way, boys, here he comes. He's the drinking champion. His name is Alki. He loved to party. He put the rum in rum key. You take a quart and suck down half, wipe him out, then bust out laugh. You're drunk again, you're drunk again. You drunk again, you're drunk again. Every weekend, you're drunk again. You drunk again. Hit the horn. Yeah, that's right up. That's right up. Having a good time on the island. Regatta time and homecoming. Hit the bar and take 2 shots, then hit the dance floor, smoking hot. He say, "Come on, boy, play that guitar, beat that drum, rig the saw." You drunk again, you drunk again. You drunk again, you drunk again. Every weekend, you drunk again. All kabunkel up again. Watch it out, coming through with my brew. Watch it, Staggerly. Play it, Arrow. The morning after, the night before, he feeling break up, he feeling sore. He say, "If I get over this hangover, man, I'll never drink no more." But come next weekend, you can bet he'll be at the bar getting wet, singing, "You're drunk again, you're drunk again. You drunk again, you're drunk again. Every weekend, you're drunk again. All kabunkel up again. You drunk again. Look at you. You drunk again. You're drunk again. It's the weekend. You're drunk again. All kabunkel up again. And you say you can stop? Then what you doing here again? Mother sick. You're drunk again. Now one thing but all, you may get kabunkel up, but you never drive drunk. Never drive drunk. You drunk again. You're drunk again. Man, you drunk again. You're drunk again. It's the weekend, yeah. You're drunk again. You drunk again. You drunk again. You're drunk again. You drunk again. You're drunk again. Every weekend. You're drunk again. All kabunkel up again. Watch it out. You're drunk again. Coming through with him room. You're drunk again. Oh, you can hear them singing from afar. You're drunk again. Down at the little bar.
I have a dream where the powerful and the powerless will sit at the same table, where the haves will see the have-nots, not as burdens, but as brothers, where class will not divide us, but conviction will unite us. I have a dream that the oligarchs will remember we must all eat, that the brown-faced neo-colonialists will remember who they are and whose they are. I have a dream that fraternities will build beyond internal architecture into a national bond, that the walls of design
will give way to the bridges of brotherhood, not a fraternity of symbol, but a brotherhood of substance. I have a dream that we remain focused, that we stay in our conviction and remain fearless, that we double down, fortified, to return this Bahamaland to the foundation.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is The Foundation with Howard Grant on another beautiful day. Grateful to be in your company. Thursday, October 23rd, 2025. Just out here being able to do as we do and being able to talk to you about what's going on in the country, around the country. A lot of information is kind of flooding into us today about different concepts and ideas of what's happening around. The talk around the town is the woman's body, the Sanders lady. And the police, I don't think they've released from an official standpoint that this is who the lady is. But as we continue to be able to string stories together socially to identify one point or another, I only have the Guardian today. I don't know why. The Tribune, I don't know. I couldn't get the Tribune. But the story's out there, and the Guardian actually speaks to the fact that a woman's body found in bushes, a pregnant woman was missing since Sunday. And they write the story, says the worst nightmare of a family who had been searching for the pregnant woman missing since Sunday was realized yesterday when police discovered the partially decomposed body in the bushes off Munnings Road, situated just off Gladstone Road in New Providence, right? Lauren Sanders' distraught relatives, who has been searching for her for 2 days, rushed to the scene upon learning the news. Although police taped off the area, the loved ones broke through several times in an effort to view the body, but were unsuccessful. This is the story, guys. Just pick up your paper and just be able to identify exactly what's what, right? And it goes on to be able to talk to you about the fact that emergency medical services were alerted to the scene after one of the family members fainted and had to be transported to the hospital. As mortuary services personnel carried the body away, Sanders' relatives wailed uncontrollably. Though they did not yet have a confirmation that it was indeed her, in the end, it was the Prime Minister, Philip Brave Davis, who confirmed on that Sanders' a 30-year-old mother of two and of two other children was dead. The Prime Minister did say that. He never called the name. He said that he won't be able to release that for the purposes. He doesn't know whether or not the police has done that. When we were listening to the House of Assembly yesterday morning, and the Prime Minister came out to be able to speak to us after Wayne Moreau, in his particular capacity as Minister of National Security, has indicated that November 24th would actually be the by-election that they were actually moving towards. Then the Prime Minister stood up and gave some remarks. And in those remarks, he actually indicated and asked for a moment of silence for this kind of a devastation that existed in this particular space, right? So he says, Prime Minister Philip Brave Davis, who confirmed on that Sanders' body, a 30-year-old mother of two and two others, were dead. Anne and I are deeply saddened. This is what the Prime Minister indicated. Anne and I are deeply saddened by the tragic discovery of the body of Lauren Sanders this morning, said the Prime Minister in a statement. Our hearts are heavy for the family and the loved ones as they face this unbearable loss. And it goes on to be able to say that we extended our deepest condolences to her family and friends. No parent or loved one should ever have to endure such pain. We call for justice in Lauren. Whoever is responsible must be held accountable. Violence against women has no place in our society and must be met with full weight of the law. It goes on, it says, on the scene, Assistant Commissioner of the Police, Errol Thompson, said that the police discovered the body after receiving information around 8 a.m. this morning. Police acting on information came to the Munnings Road area. This is what he said. He says, and in the wooden area, they found a partially decomposed body of the female. At the time, she was not able to be identified, and likewise, we cannot determine the age. What we can say, though, is that based on the investigation into the recent missing person, that investigation led us to this area where the body was found. Although the body is partially decomposed, the officers could not yet determine how the woman died. She appeared to be pregnant. And when the family learned that she was pregnant, woo, they started one piece of crying and cussing and carrying on bad. And that really kind of wrenched my heart. I couldn't deal with it. It was too much. And then Thompson goes on to say that a man was in police custody and someone is assisting the police in regards to the investigation. Thompson added that he's been in custody for, I think, about 2 days now. Okay, so she's been missing 2 days and he's been in custody for 2 days. This is heavy stuff. And then it goes on to be able to talk to us about the fact that after members of the media were briefed, Saunders' relatives broke past the crime scene tape and her sister shouted at the police, "Say something to us then. Nobody ain't saying nothing to us, man." This is what she shouted at the police. If you listen back to some of the footage, you can be able to hear that. If you listen back to some of the footage, you can hear that. It's sad, man. Sad, and no scenario I could see outside of an accident that a deliberate attempt on someone's life, murder. It's a lot, man. And I became emotional when I heard the family screaming. I think it either was the sister or the cousin who came to the site, just as the story said, after the media was briefed, and there was sort of a breakthrough and persons would have actually broken through. I was listening in, and as I was listening in, the sister or the cousin, whoever this was, gave this kind of a loud screech, and the first one felt like, I haven't screamed like this in so long. Right? You could hear it in the voice. It was a crack in the scream. And as she screamed, ah, she hit the second one. Ah, and then you could hear in the screech and the scream itself that this is unbearable. I can't deal with this. I am so sorry, ladies and gentlemen. To the family of Lauren, I telling you, man, I am so sorry to hear this. Just bring a tear to my eye. When I heard about the information yesterday, it brought a tear to my eye. And receiving information about the story today. Information I'm not at liberty to tell you. And I don't know why people just tell me this. They know I can't. I mean, I could. I don't suffer under the jurisdiction of any particular external entity at this particular time. But the social decorum that is required of me, the acknowledgement, the God that lives in me, I can't release this information that I received this morning. Because in this country, there is a way that you feel remorseful when you hear the story based upon the scenarios that you put in your own head, based upon what you would have seen and heard on movies or conditioning of your mindset and in the environment that you live in. So you hear these stories and you think about these particular things, right? And so you immediately feel this level of empathy. It kind of floods you. It washes over you. You remember for a moment that we are our brother's keepers, that we are a part of a wider community, that we're here to be able to serve. You remember for a moment. And then when the story shifts, and someone say a police leaked this, or someone who is a friend of this one say this and that, and you start to string together these stories, you're even more mind boggled than the initial story itself. I can't believe. Okay. Mind boggling. There's a couple of things that we need to know for ourselves. There's a couple of things that you need to know in life. I did a study this morning, and I came across an article. I came across something this morning. And in the midst of being able to come across that, I want to be able to send this to... I want to send this to you, to my producer. I want you to see just a little bit of something. I watched this morning. And in the midst of this, I went into a deep dive. Biblical, social, and otherwise, trying to find a correlation that meets the two. It's an intangible thing which gives you a tangible result. It's an emotional thing which yields a physical result. And I just came across this thing this morning. And in the midst of being able to come across this morning, I saw it, and I gone to my ChatGPT, gone to my Google, and so I start to be able to identify these things, and then I craft a letter because I need to talk to these men. And in this story, you could be able to see something. What I gathered from this story at the end of it all was the fact that there is a penance to be paid. If the wages of sin is death, and that is from a spiritual standpoint, that means that there is also a wage that we pay on earth. As it is in heaven, so shall it be on earth. There is a wage that we pay for the application of these things here on earth. Even though we indulge ourselves in so much things, and we deliberately and specifically go contrary to the word of God, and we indulge ourselves in these things. I'm looking at this story, and I've identified the decisions that we make leads us in a particular path. But in the spirit of what this month is, let's dive into that. I want to talk about that. In the spirit of, and as we continue to be able to kind of wrap up this month and find ourselves in the position, we got about 7 days left, 8 days left in this month. In the spirit of this month, in the spirit of being able to have a clear understanding that we're not just wearing pink, but it's pink for the commemoration, identification, support, and the position of being able to find a cure for the eradication of an aggressive form of cancer that has been able to snuff families out in this country. And though we're looking at breast cancer, there is prostate cancer, liver cancer, stomach cancer. There's so many cancers that are really shaking us at the foundation in this country. Now, I told you that I had an issue years ago where I refused to ask for forgiveness. Now, I've always been one to ask for forgiveness. Years ago, I had this issue and I refused to ask for forgiveness because I didn't do nothing wrong. These people do that to me. Jesus Christ need to understand that. That's me. I couldn't even pray to God because I know that there are some steps before I get to God. But I wanted to harbor. I didn't want to harbor. I harbored this unforgiveness, this hard-heartedness, this sort of an idea that I was done wrong and they need to come to me. until one night I was laying down. I think I was praying. My prayer was never deep anymore. It wasn't an authentic prayer. I harbored discontent and unforgiveness in my spirit. I knew that. I tell you the truth, from here to Jesus. I tell you the truth. This is a real story. And as I knelt down on the side of my bed one night, I felt what felt like tentacles reaching out in my stomach. I promise you, from here to Jesus, I'm not lying to you. As I kneeled down to pray, I could feel these tentacles. And I said, well, that's a peculiar feel. I've never felt that before. And in the midst of prayer, it only could be the Holy Spirit that says that's cancer. And if you don't forgive this particular person, you're going to die from it. Right away, I said, but I ain't got to hold on to that resentment that long and let that go. Bang-a-lang! I went to the person and I told them that I was being an ass. Now, mind you, I didn't do anything, But I asked for forgiveness. This is me. I've always been the one to ask for forgiveness. That's just who I am. Because I never intend to be an ass. I know that I'm an ass sometimes. Can I say this to you? Can we talk like this? I know that I'm an ass sometimes. And I'm not one that is content with it. Well, I know I'm, this kind of a posture that people have, but I know I'm stupid. And they just need to know that your mother ain't the only person who raised a stupid person. And I ain't got time for that. I know that I was outside and operating in an emotional position. And that's not me. And so when I have these particular issues, I always deal with it. But this one in particular, I felt like the roles should be reversed. I understood the principles of forgiveness. I understood the principle of approach. I understood all these particular things. But for some reason, I didn't enact that. As I was praying that evening, I knelt down and I felt tentacles, something touching. And I said, oh, Jesus, what is this? And I know it only could be the Holy Spirit that says to me, if you don't forgive, it's cancer. Now you may think, Howard, you don't know nothing about cancer. You don't have no cancer. You don't have these issues. You don't know that people are really dealing with this. You don't know these particular issues. I want you to look at this clip for me. This is information that I came by this morning. Just scrolling through TikTok this morning. That it spoke to a project that they were doing called the Forgiveness Project. And this pastor, or this person who's being interviewed, started to talk about it. Take a look here.
I was in Boise, Idaho, getting my oil changed, which I frequently did because I'm traveling all over the place. And the Lord spoke to me and he said, how many thoughts a day do you think the average person has? I'm like, I don't know. How would anybody know that? He said, Google it. You'll find it. So I Googled how many thoughts a day does the average person. And I found in 2005, the National Science Foundation did a study and they found that the average person had 12,000 thoughts a day, of which 80% are negative. 95% same thoughts as the day before. The Lord said those are largely coming from demons. Those demons keep reminding people in their thoughts all the bad things that people said and did their entire life.
That's good.
Because they didn't forgive. So they're tormented. Makes sense.
So their unforgiveness perpetuates their unforgiveness.
Yeah.
Their unforgiveness perpetuates and strengthens their bondage.
Absolutely.
So the longer you don't forgive, the more tormented you are.
Absolutely. And the torment's not only the thoughts you get from the demonic spirits, which mentally can cause you to have lots of challenges, but also can be physical. The Lord also reminded me to search.
Press pause, because I want you to continue to play it if you can press pause. Right? Can you press pause? Okay. Now,
I was in Boise, Idaho, getting my oil changed, which I frequently did.
He's taken on this kind of position to be able to indicate to you that there's a correlation between when you have this recurring thought. If there are 12,000 thoughts that you have a day, 10% of 12,000 is 1,200. Okay? 1,200 plus 1,200 is 2,400 good thoughts. That's the only thing that you have good. Out of the 12,000 thoughts that you have a day, 2,400 of those thoughts are, I guess, positive thoughts, progressive thoughts, or thoughts that you can be able to find yourself in. They've done this particular study. And so at the end of the day, you have over 9,000 and some thoughts that continue to bombard you about things that you haven't let go in your past, things that you haven't done before, and it relentlessly justifies your posture. It's just what sin is. And this relentless justification of your particular posture, to say that you are right. You are right, they are wrong. You are right. You didn't do nothing. You didn't do a damn thing. You are right. This is your mind. And this relentless perpetuation of you being able to be right every day you wake up, and you're fortified in that particular thing. Now, you ain't going to research anything. You don't even have the heart and the posture for being able to forgive. And they're saying that based upon these studies and the information that they would have done, scientific studies, the recurrence of those negative thoughts is as a result of a reminder of a historical posture that you would have had. And you know what's crazy and what's deep is that even deeper than this, familiar spirits know just who to talk to about these things. Listen to me. We're getting mad deep with this. Familiar spirits also know in your family bloodline there exists an unforgiving element that we can trace this from one generation to the next, because we don't there has never been a divine intervention in your family to be able to rectify this issue. You've identified it and you've accepted it. Well, child, you know, I just don't forgive. Trust me, I'll never talk to you again. Jesus Christ can tell you that. It's kind of a posture that you have. Don't worry, the baby just like me. The sins of the father from one generation to another. Listen, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. You could call me whatever you want to call me. You could do whatever you want to do. And there's sort of an idea of being able to reject the spirituality that exists in this particular life. If you would only remember that we are spiritual beings having a physical experience, you would be open more to a very clear understanding that the spiritual implications and the physical ailment that you have, not necessarily only ailment, but the physical success also. That your blessings in this city, your blessings and you're going in, your blessings and you're coming out, is in accordance to your alignment with the Word of God. And when you reject that, when you deny that, when you go contrary to these particular things, then cursed will you be in this city. Curse and you're going in. Cursed and you're coming out. This is a lot. This is a lot. I tell you, I do quickly. I mean this, and I saw this thing. I said, what the hell is this? I gone to Leviticus. I gone to Exodus. I gone to Deuteronomy. I gone to Mark 18. I gone to all over to identify at what juncture in the Bible has a man died as a result of unforgiveness. And I found one example. We can talk about it. I want you to listen to the rest of this thing here. Go ahead.
And I remember I talked about it for the first time, and there's a whole bunch of people that didn't like it, but I'm like, I'm sorry. Don't shoot the messenger. This was a study that was done. You know, so it's a powerful statement to saying, okay, well, and people think that forgiveness is just letting them get off the hook. That's another thing. That's not what it is.
Come on, talk to us.
What it is getting your anger and your vengeance and your ruminating and all that you have sickness in your stomach from because you're so mad and you're so angry and you're plotting and you're trying to come.
Can you pause? Sickness in your stomach. Sickness in your stomach. Mother's sick. I was too busy. I only watched this one time, and this was the second time I watched it. After he started talking to this, I just dive into my Bible and dive into what this man talking about. I went to look for the article. I went to look for the concepts and ideas. I went to look for these particular things. I'm going to tell you nothing, man. If you want to be able to dive into only one aspect of healthcare, and you believe, even the healthcare system is holistic. And holistic healthcare is important. It's crucial to understand that mind, body, and spirit all needs to be healed. And so if you seek to just be able to lean on one aspect of healing of your body and never being able to make a position or an inquisition of being able to heal your mind, which will heal your spirit, be ye transformed in your thinking. Yeah, be ye transformed in your thinking. And the transformation from the ailment that you carry will change in your entire body. Don't fight me. Don't fight me, like the fellow say. Don't shoot the messenger. This is information. And I thought it was appropriate to be able to have this kind of a conversation with you. Okay, go ahead. Press play.
That you have sickness in your stomach from because you're so mad and you're so angry and you're plotting and you're trying to come against them, and you're giving that to Jesus, saying, wow, here you go, you take it. I'm going to forgive them for what they did. Doesn't mean that you have to reconcile with the person. That's ridiculous. Why would you do that if they're going to hurt you or wound you again? So you just come away from that person, but you give them to the Lord instead of spending years trying to get back at them. And that's where and there's so many people in the church that do that.
Vengeance is mine, saith the Lord. Vengeance is mine, saith the Lord. And I listened to Richard Johnson the other day. Richard was happening on the interview. And I think he mentioned vengeance and his pursuit thereof from the Free National Movement, being able to get these things. Sometimes we just got to let some things go. I'm not telling him what to do. I'm simply saying that you already didn't cuss. They didn't cuss. You didn't go into court. You do all these things. You support who you support. You reject the organization. You have your points as to why the organization is not one that you should support. But this sort of this vitriol, this hatred that you have and that you carry could lead to issues for you. And not necessarily only for the issues for the Free National Movement, but for you, more importantly. Let's press play for the rest of this thing. That's it? I sent you something. I want you to be able to see this article. Can you just pop it up and just scroll it so I can just look at it? Yeah, the webpage. It's the article. I went and I looked for the article. This article is by Dr. Stephen.
You know that unforgiveness can actually make you sick.
Can we play that? Can we hear that?
It's classified as a disease in medical books. Now, forgiveness therapy is being used to help treat diseases like cancer. Dr. Stephen Standiford, a cancer surgeon, says unforgiveness makes people sick and keeps them sick.
It's important to treat emotional wounds or disorders because they really can hinder someone's reactions to the treatments, even someone's willingness to pursue treatment.
Of all cancer patients, 61% have forgiveness issues, and of those, more than half are severe. That's according to research by Dr. Michael Berry, a pastor and the author of the book, The Forgiveness Project.
These negative emotions, this anger and hatred, creates a state of chronic anxiety. Chronic anxiety very predictably produces adrenaline and cortisol, which deplete the production of natural killer cells, which is your body's foot soldier in the fight against cancer. When a person forgives from the heart, which of course is the gold standard that we use in Matthew 18, forgiveness from the heart, we find that they're able to find a sense of peacefulness. Quite often our patients refer to that as a feeling of lightness. Lori, we don't realize what a burden anger and hatred is until we let it go.
And the first step in forgiveness therapy is recognizing forgiveness is not the same thing as condoning what a person did, which is the major hurdle for most patients.
bananas. Scroll up on it
Did
so we
you
can
know-
be able to see it. Let me just
know
be able
that
to read a few things from it so you can see it.
Forgiveness can
All right. So Dr. Stephen Standerberry, I think that's what his name was. And
actually make you
Pastor
sick.
Michael.
It's
So
classified
Dr.
as
Stephen
a
and Pastor Michael put this thing together. We going to see if we can be able to get them on and talk about it. And the article actually speaks about, no, this is, that's not the article, right? Yeah, he clicked on the ad, right? But the article actually states about the correlation between forgiveness and unforgiveness, right? And so I did my own research. I tried to figure out. I went deep. It was me and ChatGPT, but me and ChatGPT, we talk like this, and so I started to be able to go deep, and in the depth I've actually went into the depth of this conversation. I took a contrast between what ChatGPT was putting out there and what I knew from a biblical standpoint. And so the Forgiveness Project. So we're going to look up that, and we're going to be able to find these things. It's harboring these negative emotions, this anger and this hatred creates a state of chronic anxiety. This is what he said. He said chronic anxiety, chronic anxiety very predictability processes excess adrenaline and cortisol, which depletes the production of natural killer cells, which is your body's foot soldiers in the fight against cancer. This is heavy, heavy stuff. And so I did my own research. Pull me out. I did my own research and being able to identify these things. In the midst of being able to identify this, I looked at this stuff. And I know that from a biblical standpoint, there's always a position that the Father has said, do this or this will happen. Do this or this will happen. Honor thy father and thy mother, so thy days will be long upon the land the Lord thy God giveth thee. Right? So if you don't honor, then you're going to die young. That's just a simple situation. This is a simple situation. If you don't honor your father and your mother, you can die young. Just a simple situation. You understand? And so I went through it. Let's read a couple of these things. Now, I said to ChatGPT, I said, okay, the information that I received, the information that it talks about Dr. Stevens' position, despite the fact that he may be faith-based in his prospect, we look at the contrast of these particular things. I'd like to go through the biblical context. This is what I tell in ChatGPT. I'd like to go through the biblical context of being able to identify, first and foremost, the unforgiveness, the stipulations for unforgiveness. And there should have been a forgiven. They should have been forgiven. And then there should be a stipulations associated with it. Right? This is what I'm asking ChatGPT. So I'd like you to go through the biblical context. And then the second thing I want you to do is that I'd like to know where, when, formally, historically, when was there a formal position that we've identified with a significantly hot fever, because it wasn't always identified as cancer. People used to call this a hot fever. They couldn't break the fever at one point. So I wanted to know, at what juncture did we identify this sort of a correlation that existed in this space? Right? And so I asked ChatGPT, and they was able to talk about these things, and they said that with cancer, in one way or another, and then I asked, they say, let's talk about that, and let's talk about its origin. Because what I want to do is to give a contrast between the origin of cancer and the biblical steps taken to be able to present yourself before the elders, present yourself before this person that had unforgiveness with. And then it goes on, I go on to say that the word of God says to us that if you're bringing a gift to the altar, leave your gift at the altar and go. If you have an odd with your brother, and go to that brother and seek these particular things to be rectified. Okay. I talking with you. I want to say some things to you. I want to let you know that the ailment that our country is suffering from, the death and disease, the fact that a lot of our brothers and sisters are being snuffed out far too early, is not necessarily as a result of an external environment, but as a result of unforgiveness. It may be hard to forgive. It may be hard within the confines of your mortality, within the confines of your conditioning, to forgive a person for the wrong that they've done to you. It may be hard, but it's a necessity. Let's read a little taste of this. Biblical context on forgiveness. From a biblical standpoint, forgiveness is pretty foundational. In the New Testament, for example, Jesus emphasizes that if you're offering your gift to the altar and remember that your brother has something against you, you should leave your gift and first go to be reconciled with your brother. The eye there shows that there's a spiritual and communal emphasis on dealing with conflicts and forgiving others before you proceed to any act of worship. And then it starts to talk about the stipulations. In Matthew chapter 18, there's also a guidance on how to approach someone who has sinned against you. Go and point out the fault just between the two of you. That's the first step. Approach this person just between you and them. Approach this person. And if they listen, then you won them over. If not, take one or two others along with you as witnesses. Now, I just get deep with y'all because I just do this type of thing. I just get deep. If you want to travel with me today, let me know, because I can do some traveling. The reason you need a witness in the land of the living, watch me. Even Jesus Christ had a witness in the land of the living. You need a witness. It's a biblical thing. Okay? You need a witness. The Word of God says that if you don't praise me, the rocks would cry out. The rocks is the witness. You need a witness. When you stand before God and before man, and you stand in this particular stead, and you make a declaration that I will love you, come hell or high water, through sickness and health, for better or worse, till death do us part, that witness in the front of the altar is a witness of God. And behind you is a witness of man. You always have to have God before you and man behind you when you're making these covenants. It's a covenant. These are covenants. Okay? Now watch me. We could get deep and start to talk about when the Heimlich was broke in many instances, how there was always someone to be able to bear witness to that, depending on the time and the camp that was associated with. Because that's also a blood covenant. We could get deep with this. To talk about the Heimlich and associated with this sort of an idea of why this even exists, scientific evidence indicates that this has no true bearing on the importance of being able to have this. However, from a biblical standpoint, historic standpoint, we understand that this is the breaking of blood. And when you shed blood, this is a covenant. It's a covenant. Okay. So I go on to ChatGPT and I ask ChatGPT all these things. And they start to tell me about the Matthew 18 with the specificity of being able to identify in these approaches. And you take one step and take another step and be able to identify these things. The emphasis is on reconciliation and making peace and not letting resentment fester. And then it goes on to say, that when did cancer become historically? When did cancer become known as cancer historically? I did this quick study today, guys. So let's go through this. It says, on a historic side, the cancer is not a modern phenomenon. It has been observed for thousands and thousands of years. Even in ancient Egypt texts, is that in Greek physician Hippocrates, around 400 BC, described tumors and used to call them carcinoma. So cancer has been a part of human history long before modern times. Okay, we accept that. It is not that cancer arrived because of societal shifts in forgiveness practices. Rather, our understanding and naming of it evolved over time. And I thought about this. And that's the next part of this for me. That's the next step for this for me. When did we see an uptick in cancer diagnosis and the identification of persons being able to have cancer in our community? When did we see that uptick? When did we see this pronunciation to indicate that the Bahamas has an aggressive form of breast cancer that seems to be ravaging the country? The Bahamas men have an aggressive form of prostate cancer that seems to be ravaging the country. When did this become an issue? And I'd like to talk to you about that. I'd like to talk to you about these sort of ideas, and I submit to you with the introduction of who we are. I can't tell you at the specific point, at the specific juncture, but I know that this was during a transitional period. And during our transitional period, where persons no longer dealt with the community of the over the hill, but sort of drifted off into their own idea of what maturity and development would be and how I can be a man unto myself in this particular space, and didn't have to worry about this. This was a lot, guys. I'm not going to belabor it, not today. But I want to introduce to you, even as we kind of wrap up this month, I want to introduce you this concept. I want to say to you that I would like to be able to dig a little deeper to find out if there exists a correlation between cancer, aggressive forms of cancer, and unforgiveness. I'm going to dive deeper into the Forgiveness Project. We're going to reach out to Pastor Michael, and we're also going to reach out to Dr. Stevens, who's at the Cancer Research Center of Americas. That's where he is, the Cancer Research Center of Americas. And I don't know, the long and short of this conversation for the purposes of introduction is that we've come to a very clear understanding that many times there yields a physical ailment to a spiritual issue. Yeah. Getting our house in order is more than being able to eat right, exercise, you know what I mean? Like, and do your Pilates and your yoga or whatever. It's deeper than that. There are some things that are happening, and we need to figure out how we can rectify these particular things. Let's talk about that. When we get back, guys, I want to be able to talk a little taste about what's going on with the by-election. We know now that the by-election will be held November 24th, 2025. It's going to be an exciting time in the country. I see the guys putting out information to indicate that the whole of Elizabeth Dam descended upon Golden Isles. It's going to be strong. Quick break, guys. Going to be right back after this.
Nassau, Bahamas, Alpha Sounds Promotions is celebrating 25 years of greatness.
Yes, 25 years of love and unity in the Bahamas.
And coming to celebrate with us is none other than Cast the Band.
Yes, Cast the Band.
Hello. Alongside Beijing sensation, Ruby. Our very own Nishi LS.
Fanshawn.
Wendy.
Lady E.
Lee,
Veronica Bishop,
Ancient Man,
Julian Believe, and the Pawn Band.
and many more. Hosted by Natural Empress and yours truly, Giselle the Wassy One.
Saturday, November 8th at Breezes Grounds, Cable Beach. Gates open at 7 p.m.
Early bird tickets are just $75. VIP access for $150 with an open bar.
Get your tickets now online at BahamasAtickets.com, or you can get them at Big Boys Cafe, Plantation Bar and Grill, and Tropics on the Bay. Alpha Sounds, 25 years of greatness.
For more information, call 822-6863.
Saturday, November 8th. Miss it? You matter what.
When I'm feeling under the weather, you just make me feel sweet.
Bust right up. Come on. Bust right up. Here's a little song I wrote. Going to the island on a speedboat. It's a little island bar where they play dominoes and smoke cigar. Every weekend you'll find them there, shooting pool and drinking beer, singing, "You're drunk again, you're drunk again." It's the weekend, you drunk again. Hit me, coming through with the broom. Huh. Yeah, bust right up. Look out the way, boys, here he comes. He's the drinking champion. His name is Alki. He loved to party. He put the rum in rum key. You take a quart and saw down half, wipe him out, then bust out laughing. You're drunk again, you're drunk again. You drunk again, you're drunk again. Every weekend, you're drunk again. You drunk again. Hit the horn. Yeah, that's right up. That's right up. Ah, having a good time on the island. Regatta time and homecoming. Hit the bar and take 2 shots, then hit the dance floor, smoking hot. He said, "Come on, boy, play that guitar, beat that drum, rig the song. You're drunk again, you're drunk again. You drunk again, you're drunk again. Every weekend, you're drunk again. All kabunkel up again." Watch it out, coming through with my broom. Watch it, Staggerly. Play it, Iron. The morning after, the night before, he feeling break up, he feeling sore. He say, "If I get over this hangover, man, I'll never drink no more." But come next weekend, you can bet he'll be at the bar getting wet, singing, "You're drunk again, you're drunk again. You drunk again, you're drunk again. Every weekend, you're drunk again. All kabunkel up again. You drunk again. Look at you. You drunk again. You're drunk again. It's the weekend. You're drunk again. All kabunkel up again. And you say you can stop? Then what you doing here again? Mother sick. You're drunk again. Now one thing but all, you may get kabunkel up, but he never drive drunk. Never drive drunk. You drunk again. You're drunk again. Man, you drunk again. You're drunk again. It's the weekend, yeah. You're drunk again. You drunk again.
Got a little sip, man.
Man bad, woman bad. 6 1/2 dozen, same thing. Man a scheme, woman a scheme. 6 1/2 dozen, same thing. Man lie, woman lie. 6 1/2 dozen, same thing. Man like juice, woman like juice. 6 1/2 dozen, same thing.
You say you don't trust me, I say baby why? Say when we go out, I can't control my eyes.
When we reach the party, you just disappear. All your boys cover for you, can't find you nowhere.
Some mans look around, two man is scheme on woman, scheme on man, two man is make up the truth. Got their own truth, man is come home late. Come home late too.
Man bad, woman bad. 6 1/2 dozen, same thing.
Man scheme, woman scheme.
6 1/2 dozen, same thing. Man lie, woman lie. 6 1/2 dozen, same thing.
Man juice, woman juice.
6 1/2 dozen, same thing. Boy, you think I stupid? More fish in the sea. I look too good to stand up here and let you fool me.
I know how you just do when you want talk to man. You don't do it by yourself, your girls is lend a hand.
Me and my girls just look, but you want touch too. I may scheme a little bit, but I won't leave you. I make up the truth. Boy, you don't know the truth. I may come home late. You come home late too.
Man bad, woman bad.
6 1/2 dozen, same thing. Man a scheme, woman a scheme. 6 1/2 dozen, same thing.
Man lie, woman lie.
6 1/2 dozen, same thing. Man like juice, woman like juice. 6 1/2 dozen, same thing.
I will admit, woman smart, y'all got it down pat.
I admit nothing, even if I get catch.
But if a woman bad, that's why so done a bad man.
Whatever, you'll be back. That's why you name man. I leaving right now.
Come on then, pack up. Pack me stuff.
Don't tell me what to do, yeah?
That ain't yours. That ain't yours. No, that's it. Yeah. I don't care.
You stay right there. You better.
I don't care.
Come from me.
With who money? Yeah, but you with who
it's
money?
It's the money what I give
that's
you.
Look, yeah, he didn't call here, and I know he calling your phone
stay
now.
out of my business.
So you go where he calling you from.
You mad with me?
Cause that's where you need to go. Go.
I go. Tell me what to do.
Come back.
Come out my way. I coming back in here when I feel like it. Man bad, woman bad. 6 1/2 dozen, same thing.
Man scheme, woman scheme.
6 1/2 dozen, same thing. Man does lie, woman does lie. 6 1/2 dozen, same thing.
Man juice, woman juice.
6 1/2 dozen, same thing. Woman, you're bad. 6 1/2 dozen, same thing.
Man scheming, woman scheme.
6 1/2 dozen, same thing.
Man lying, woman lie.
6 1/2 dozen, same thing. Woman scheme. 6 1/2 dozen, same thing.
Man is teeth and woman teeth.
6 1/2 dozen, same thing. Man juice, woman juice. 6 1/2 dozen, same thing.
Man like a fun, woman a fun too.
6 1/2 dozen, same thing. Man is sneak, woman is sneak. 6 1/2 dozen, same thing.
What you do is what I do.
6 1/2 dozen, same thing. Man is teeth, woman is teeth. 6 1/2 dozen, same thing.
You ain't no better than me.
6 1/2 dozen, same thing. Oh, 6 1/2 dozen, same thing.
Go on, girl, go ahead, girl.
6 1/2 dozen, same thing. 6 1/2 dozen, same thing. 6 1/2 dozen, same thing. You're no different, you're no fun.
Yes, sir. Why you going funny? Every time I tell him something, he's going.
Rake and scrape. Man, everybody love to rake and scrape. Man, everybody love to rake and scrape. My Bohemian people love to rake and scrape.
Let's go, boy. Let's go.
Rake and scrape. Man, everybody love to rake and scrape. Man, everybody love to rake and scrape. My Bohemian people love to rake and scrape. Rake and scrape is easy to do. Pull up your pants like not the dust off your shoe. Make everybody them feel know what you do. Then mash the roach and do the come style too. Not because I rock means I made of stone. But rake and scrape is cultural music homegrown. It comes in the form of an expensive cologne. And when you wearing it like you drunk with Patron. So rake and scrape. Man, everybody love to rake and scrape. Man, everybody love to rake and scrape. Man, everybody love to rake and scrape. Rake and scrape. Man, everybody love to rake and scrape. My Bohemian people love to rake and scrape. Man, everybody love to rake and scrape.
I'm from Virginia and I like rake and scrape. I'm Haitian, man, and I like it in rake and I like it in scrape. Turn it up.
Self-raise is no recommendation. It's time for rake and scrape to run our nation. We can't sit back and let others invade and taking away the joy of raking and scraping. It's time to step up your plan and get what you deserve for you and your band. Stop acting like some sitting ducks in a pond and show these people how rake and scrape carry on. Everybody rake and scrape. Man, everybody love to rake and scrape. Man, everybody love to rake and scrape. Man, everybody love to rake and scrape.
All over the Bahamas they like it, boy.
Rake and scrape. Man, everybody love to rake and scrape. My Bohemian people love to rake and scrape. Man, everybody love to rake and scrape. And a rake and a scrape, and a rake and a scrape.
Cruise on style now. Pull up your pants. White. Oh, look at that. Let me tell you something. Big thing here, boy.
Now tell me, how can you say you don't remember when it was back in the day? Listening to Dry Bread and Tony McKay. Well, paved the way for Bohemian music today.
What they do?
My people, I'll do anything for you.
Listen carefully.
No matter what any other artist can do. The only way you get respect, that is you.
The only way
is if you represent the 242, the 242. And that is rake and scrape. Man, everybody love to rake and scrape. Man, everybody love to rake.
This Bohemian music, big boy.
My Bohemian people love to rake and scrape.
Bohemian music, nothing scratch.
Rake and scrape. We got a time, they love rake and scrape. At the crop fest, they love rake and scrape. Caribbean people, they love rake and scrape.
Let me tell you something.
And a rake and a scrape, 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 and a
R&S, that's rake and scrape music, boy.
and a rake and a scrape.
Even my dog people, they never like rake and scrape.
Turks and Caicos, they love rake and scrape. Homecoming time, they love rake and scrape. And Salty Fest, they love rake and scrape. And a rake and a scrape, and a rake and a scrape, and a
Dylan McKenzie love rake and scrape. Les Twink West love rake and scrape. Still Lee Down love rake and scrape, boy. I run the Spine Bar, big man. The Falcons, all of the people from rake and scrape. Uncle D!
No, mama, we ain't gonna rake and scrape. We can clean the house just like you say. That's right? Yeah, that's right. We rake and scrape.
Mama don't like no raking and scraping in here. Mama don't like no raking and scraping in here. Hey, he don't care
but mama don't like no rake and scrape it anyhow. Mama don't like no rake and scrape it anyhow. Now mama don't know that we are up. I ain't talking about the way she cook, rake and scrape that's pumping too out.
We are back, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Foundation with Howard Grant right here. Forgive us for that time out. I wanted to be able to make sure that we had everything set up for you to be able to dive into a conversation with us. I know that you know my guy who's always here with me, being able to talk about the spiritual perspective and being able to give insight about how things are happening in our country. So it's important that we do that. I'm here with none other than Ambassador Devin Rowe, being able to talk to us about what's happening in the country. We were talking about Lauren Saunders, the young lady who...
oh, man. Yeah.
Who passed away. Well, who was taken away. Snuffed out.
Yeah.
And in talking about that, something came up for me.
Mm-hmm.
I did an article. Well, I read an article
Mm-hmm.
and a piece on TikTok that actually spoke to how unforgiveness
Yes.
yields cancer.
Yeah. Yep.
And my point why I bring that up, not just because we're in the month of cancer, but because of how we're operating in society, that people don't understand that there's a correlation that exists between the intangible and the tangible.
Mm-hmm.
They don't understand that there is a correlation that exists here.
Yeah.
That if you don't do this particular thing, no matter if you could see it, feel it, touch it,
Mm-hmm.
then it yields a tangible position.
Mm-hmm.
And that has been sort of the position that we've taken and recognized over the years.
Yep. Well, you caused me to come under the gate with scripture.
Come on, let me hear it.
2 Corinthians 4:18 says the things that are unseen are more real than the things that are seen. The things that are unseen are more real than the things that are seen. So if you are a person who doesn't value that which is in the realm of the intangible or the unseen, then you're living life always on half tank or less, because our beginning starts with that which is not seen. God is a spirit, it's not flesh. And scripture says everything made has been made by him and for him. So the prescription for a healthy life begins with relationship with God. The beginning of wisdom is the fear of God. And when it comes to forgiveness or unforgiveness, I always say choose forgiveness, because there's a little quote that I learned about 20 years ago. It says that unforgiveness is like drinking poison and expecting somebody else to die. No, you're killing yourself by not forgiving.
Is that like unforgiveness is like drinking poison? I've heard that before.
And expecting somebody else to die.
I've heard that before.
Yeah.
Where did we hear this from?
I can't remember the originator of the quote. It's a long time. I've been quoting it so long now I forgot who was the author of that quote, but I thought it was powerful when I heard it, so I never forgot it. The idea is when we don't forgive somebody, we're thinking that we're punishing them, and because the mindset is this: they don't deserve to be forgiven because they're wrong, and because I've deduced that they intentionally did what they did to me. Yeah, but you still only have one life, and Scripture says that vengeance is mine. And one of the ways we block God from getting into situations and circumstances in our life is by trying to take matters into our own hands. And that's not the prescription. The prescription is forgive, get out of the way, and let me do it. As a matter of fact, he says, and this is to those who have a relationship with him, pray for your enemies. Because I love and care for you so much. You can't imagine what will come upon them if you don't pray for them. You remember the story of Job in the scripture? Job had his friends, so quote unquote friends, come around him, and they're...
We always got to say that about these people. How much good friend you could be.
Man, and the thing
is... if you were my man, look here. Job, you had to do something wrong.
Yeah. But it's so sad, right? Remember the sad part about it? They started out so well, because I used their
They come there and sit there and say nothing but do this.
Nothing.
They come there and sit there with me.
Days,
I like that.
Job, we here with you.
I like that.
That's why we here.
And then when they open their mouth,
but when they started
going downhill,
yeah, they went downhill. They were trying to kill the man, put him into greater depression.
You sure you ain't do nothing? But, and then I thought wisdom was coming with the little one, with the younger one.
Yeah.
All you need to shut up.
Just be quiet. And God was offended by their posture, because if you read the end of the book of Job, when God comes and deals with Job, he says, because what happened is, Job started cursing the day he was born, and Job really was suppressing his feeling about this whole thing in terms of, like, I don't know.
Can you put the ring around Orion? Can you do this? Can you get this?
He says to Job, hold on now, Job. And this is the Devin Roll interpretation. Job, you was doing good until now. Don't mess up your stance, because where were you when I put all this stuff together, including create you? So stay in your humble posture before you mess this thing up.
That's what he asked him about the Leviathan.
Yes, all of that. Who controls him? Yeah. Nobody but God. So then he says to Job, of course, Job humbles himself and gets back into his original posture, and God forgives him. And then God says to him, this is what I want to get to: pray for your friends, because I'm about to take them out. Pray for the ones who was talking bad to me.
I hit him with that Abraham prayer.
Pray for them who was.
May God watch between me and.
No, you're destroying the whole forgiveness.
May God watch between, but when Jesus deal with Job.
So Job did pray for his boys in spite of what they did to him, just in the same manner in which Joseph forgave his brothers, who came to him for help after they sought to kill this boy and then sold him into slavery. But the end of the story is always worth highlighting. The end is Joseph is in an empowered position. His enemies come and serve at his table, as Psalms 23 says, I'll prepare a table before you in the presence of your enemy. See, you just need patience, little love, little forgiveness. God knows what he's doing, and he's going to take care of you in the end. And sometimes that's all somebody needs to hear, your end is going to be better than your, watch this, I'm not even say your beginning. Your end is going to be better than your middle, because it's the middle that's really hard.
The middle is
tough. Time. Dr. Miles Monroe, the late great Dr. Miles Monroe, said to me one time, he was talking to me about vision. I went to see him specifically to talk about vision, and he said to me, Devin, you know what God does when it comes to vision? I said, no, sir. What does he do? He says he shows you the end from the beginning.
That's what he did with Joseph.
I said, what? He said he shows you the end from the beginning. And he said, do you know why God does that? I said, no, sir. He says, because that's the bait to get you to say yes and to come into the agreement to do it. Because if he were to show you the middle, most of us would say no thanks.
Yeah.
God, that's not good, but I think I'll pass.
I think I pass.
Yeah.
But you know why? Let me tell you why. And just as he did with Joseph, as the stacks of hay continued to be able to bow down, and he was able to, with enthusiasm, reveal this sort of a concept about what vision that he had, and everybody was, they had this animosity. What the hell are you talking about? Right. I can bow to you. Right? That is all Joseph needed to carry him through the tribulations that he went through, because he knows this day must come.
Yes, sir.
He knows that I will hold on until I see the glory of the Lord. This day got to come. He wouldn't release this thing to me. And that's what vision is all about.
Correct.
Vision fortifies your faith.
Yes. David says this, I would have fainted had I not to believe to see the goodness of the Lord in the land of the living.
Talk to me.
That's a confession that I almost give up.
Talk to me.
I almost threw in the towel, and I can relate in so many levels.
And this fainting ain't just like the sort of a humanistic concept that we see where you just fall out.
No.
Somebody get the Florida water. Right? No, this is
throwing the towel all the way out, gone, finish.
Right, and then in some interpretations, you could be able to identify. It says that give up the ghost.
Yes, sir.
You're done.
Yeah.
Right. So this faint is an eternal faint. Is over.
Yep.
And so much of us, so many of us, would give up this sort of a goal. They give up on the fight. They give up on the dream. They give up on this sort of an idea for a future, and they become almost like living zombies because they have no longer believe in anything around us.
Yep.
If it wasn't for God.
Yep. I did a chaplaincy course some time ago, and the guy, his name is Captain Dudley, very eloquently said how a lady who wanted to attempt suicide, she was explaining how she felt afterwards. They saved her. She says she felt like she was in a small room and that the walls were closing.
Claustrophobic.
Yeah. She says, and the wall wouldn't stop closing. And that's why she wanted to just take her life because of all of the pressure. And that wall kept closing. And he says, if you're going to be effective in reaching somebody in that situation, you have to be very careful about how you do it. He says, what you literally have to do is mentally go in that small room with them, which means meet them where they're at, and then say to them, there's a door right there. You don't have to stay in the closing room. Open the door and let's walk out. And I think the more people who understand that and how to do that, we can probably save a whole lot more lives, because a lot of times people simply don't realize that there is, I'm back in the book again, a way of escape. You have to, and this is one of the benefits too of, without even getting super spiritual, of deep breathing. Sometimes you just need to stop, just take deep breaths. Breathe in deeply, breathe out slowly. They say, I think psychologists say that action of doing that causes your mind to reset, because while you're thinking and counting the number, how long you hold your breath and releasing it, you're taking your mind off of whatever was on before. And sometimes, and that's kind of a way of showing the person, oh, see, there's a door right there. We're not going to die.
I wish he was here a little earlier. I would tell you about a clip that I would have played earlier that starts to talk about scientific information that's been released to indicate that there is 12,000 thoughts a day that the human man, an average human man,
that's
has.
A lot.
12,000 thoughts a day. And out of those 12,000 thoughts, 80% of those thoughts are negative.
Woo! 80%.
80% of those thoughts are negative. Now, this is just on the average man. This is, I got a job, I got a wife, I got children, I got this, I got that. We live it.
Yeah.
What about a suicidal person?
Woo!
Does those 12,000 thoughts amplify? Or does it stay at 12,000 and the percentage now is 100% negative? That you perpetually, and what it is that, I can send this clip to you, you got to see it, right? What it is start to talk about what those negative thoughts are, is that there are familiar spirits and demons reminding you of former ailments. They shouldn't have done this. They should have done that. And you holding on to these things, being reminded of it perpetually about what was wrong in your life.
That's a lot of negative daily thoughts.
Of course.
Wow.
9,600, I told them.
Goodness gracious. Yeah.
Every day. You're thinking almost 10,000 negative thoughts a day.
So that
every single day.
That brings an incredible highlighter on Romans 12:2. Be ye transformed.
You see, listen,
by the
let me just go to the theology school.
Of your
let me just go to the theologian
of
school.
Your mind.
Somebody called me to Oral Roberts, please. Let me go up there. Because I didn't say these things.
Listen, I find so much joy in showing, and I think it's part of my call, showing people how relevant Scripture is to your now situation. Because a lot of people, and sadly some preachers have not gotten the revelation, but they don't preach Scripture or teach it as though it has a now application. And I think that is so important. You have to look at
I don't like to go to pastors and preachers and whatnot. When I hear them, it sounds as though you're telling a story about the Bible. This is not a storybook.
No.
This is not a lullaby.
Yeah, you miss it. You're still on ground zero if that's where you're at.
There is revelation to be had in these particular instances.
Yes, indeed.
And you need to see. You can't catch the revelation because you was reading this in the logos.
Right. Watch yourself now.
What
is that? What is that about?
I'm trying to tell you now. I'm trying to tell you.
Prophet Grant.
Call me to Oral Roberts. I'm ready to go. Let's go. Let me put on my nice little collar.
Oh yeah, man. That's it.
I'm ready to go.
You ready to go?
Bishop Grant.
Bishop Grant. That's it. You're coming out of Bishop.
Yeah, but I'm saying these particular things because the truth is as we identify this, as we look at this, there is a correlation. There has to be a correlation. I was telling him a story about a level of unforgiveness I would have gone through in my life. Right? I had for a short period, and I would not that I didn't. I've always had this kind of a posture and this posture and position of being able to forgive persons, even if they wrong me. I always carry this with me. Hey, listen, I apologize, even if I didn't do anything. But for this one instance,
is that not timely?
Yeah, the death of courtesy.
The death of courtesy.
And I wrote that,
Come on,
Right?
you did?
I did. I read that.
Come
right?
on, all right.
So, after I would have gone through these particular things and I kneeled down to pray, I felt something in my stomach like this. In my stomach.
Yeah.
Doing this.
Mm-hmm.
I said, this is a strange feel. It felt like tentacles just moving in my stomach.
Mm-hmm.
And even in my position, it was very superficial in my prayer. I go into sleep. And so I always had the rhythm of praying.
Mm-hmm.
But I knew that I wasn't praying from the substance of my soul. I just was hidden words. I knew this. I knew this.
Right.
And when I felt those tentacles in the midst of my prayer, I said, Lord, what this is?
Yeah.
And the Holy Spirit says, that's cancer.
Ooh, what?
And if you don't go deal with this forgiveness issue, you're going to die from it.
Yeah.
Right then, I said, God, forgive me, Jesus. I got things to do.
Yeah, don't hold on.
I can't be
to that.
dragging no unforgiveness with me.
Don't hold on to that.
And listen, just like that, I could feel an alleviation. And you know what's the crazy thing is that I hadn't even approached the person yet.
Mm-hmm.
I had already forgiven them in my heart.
Right.
And as I approached these particular persons to be able to get this off of my chest, forgiveness was already done.
It's critical. It's critical.
It began in your heart.
Yeah.
So those are the kind of conversations I want to be able to have and to talk about in the country as we're dealing with this month of cancer awareness. And
Forgive.
You got to learn to forgive, man.
Yeah.
You got to learn to forgive.
I just read a powerful article night before last. Young lady was about to get married. She was engaged, and she walked in and saw her sister kissing her fiance. She
walked in and saw her sister kissing her
sister
fiance.
and her fiance kissing.
Okay.
She immediately as she walks in, she saw her sister pushing away from the guy. And she completely cuts her off. They were best friends, slept in the same bed, did everything together. And this absolutely destroyed her seeing that, right? She didn't give her sister a chance to explain. She left the city, went to another city, cut off not only her sister, but everybody who tried to defend her sister. She cut them off too. About 14, 15 years later, her sister dies in a car crash at the age of 29. She refuses to come to the funeral.
Hold on now. This is too much for me.
Yeah.
Her sister died at 29.
Yeah.
That means she was, you say 14, 15.
Yep.
She was 14.
She was a teenager when it happened.
15 years when it happened.
Yes. Yeah.
Kissing big man.
Mm-hmm. So she does not go to the funeral. She's still in unforgiveness. Mad.
At a dead woman now?
At a dead woman, yes. Yes. As many people watch this right now, probably still holding something against somebody who dead. But so
these people dead.
A little while after, she had to come back in town to heal her mother. And her mother gives her a note. And this happens to be a note from her sister. She was reluctant to read it.
She read it 14, 15 years ago.
Yep. She went in their room where they grew up together. She opens up, she starts reading, and discovers that there's a whole cabinet of letters that her sister was writing her for years that she kept on blocking receipt of the letters. And in the letter that she reads, she almost dies because she says, I've been trying to reconnect with my best friend all of these years, simply to say, it's not what you thought. I was not kissing him. He was forcing himself upon me. A whole flood, she says, of tears started to come. She thought that she couldn't feel anymore. And she as she began to read all of the letters of her sister trying to explain and saying, please give us a chance. It's been too long now. Let's meet and reconcile. She would not hear it. And now the girl's in the ground, and she finds out that it wasn't what she thought it was. It was a crooked fiance who was trying to take advantage of her little sister. Yeah.
Wow.
You see, so you see how many years unforgiveness would have saved her.
Man, it's a lot of things to unpack in this story. This man is a whole pedophile.
Indeed.
Let's just be very clear.
Yeah, you must add that part too. Indeed.
This is too much.
Indeed.
She dodged a bullet.
Yeah. Yes. Indeed.
Because he could do this to his own children.
Because the marriage could have still happened, and all of that craziness could have been in the marriage, like you say, devastating her own children. Yeah. It's hard at the time to do it.
Sometimes you just got to give God praise for these things, you know.
Indeed.
Praise God.
Indeed.
Guys, I'm just getting some information from Grand Bahama right now, and just want to be able to talk about this for 2 seconds.
And we must go back to Lauren Sanders, too. We must go back to Lauren at some point.
Yeah, we're on deal with that for 2 seconds. There is an article that just came out, breaking news out of Grand Bahama, maybe about less than an hour ago or so. Power was disconnected to the Grand, and this is from the Eyewitness here in Nassau, right? Eyewitness News. So let's look at this story and see exactly what's what. Let me pull up the real deal and be able to say it, because this is a clip. So let me just go on Eyewitness's website. 1 hour ago, breaking news: power has been disconnected to Grand Lucayan Resort in Freeport after unresolved arrears with Grand Bahama Power Company. According to sources, the resort's new owner, Concord Wilshire Capital, reportedly refused to assume the outstanding debt, promoting Grand Bahama Power Company to cut electricity to the property. The 56-acre resort, sold by the government in May 2025 for $120 million as part of an $827 million redevelopment plan, was expected to transform it into a luxury mixed-use destination with a cruise port, hotel, casino, and marina. Deputy Prime Minister Chester Cooper declined comment, directing media inquiries to the office of the Prime Minister.
Whoa.
The development adds another twist to the long-troubled property's stories as questions persist about whether the full purchase payment has been made and how funds from the sale have been allocated. Grand Lucayan Resort plunged into darkness over the unpaid power bill. It's a lot going on out here.
That's a boy. I don't even know how to respond to that.
I didn't need no response. Concord Wilshire has already told us their particular position. They've indicated that they were not going to be putting any money into the ground until they knew exactly where the airport was going to happen. What was going to happen with the airport?
This is true.
They said this.
Yeah.
You understand? People like to be able to refute the fact that, they didn't say this. They said this. Their actions, which is their fruits, speaks volumes in comparison to these sort of news clippings that's being able to come out to the forefront.
Right.
The fact of the matter is that we haven't seen anything. They're saying that they're waiting for something to be able to happen with the airport. They're making these particular determinations before we pour another dime into this particular space. This is what's going to happen.
And the DPM says, contact the OPM.
DPM said, don't ask me, who's the Minister of Tourism, who's been telling us the last time that we would have heard about this particular entity and what was happening. The Deputy Prime Minister came to the forefront and said that the monies were not, the monies from the Manchester Group.
He spoke pretty confidently.
This is what he said. He said this. He said that the Manchester Group did not, was not able to acquire the funds necessary for the redevelopment of the airport. I've had significant conversations with persons seeking an interview right after he said that, and I got information that was inaccurate information that he released. That's what they tell me. Oh, this was inaccurate, Howard. He said that prematurely. This was inaccurate.
Okay.
This is what it come to me.
From credible sources.
And then we saw that the government of the Bahamas was able to acquire, not the Manchester Group, but acquire the funds necessary to be able to build the airport in Grand Bahama. It's a lot what's going on, my brother.
Indeed.
There's a lot what's going on out here.
Indeed.
And
hopefully we get a response from the Office of the Prime Minister in short order.
I will call the Office of the Prime Minister right when I'm done with this. In fact, when I go on a break, I can see if I can call somebody.
Okay. All right.
Define it exactly what's what.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on.
Big breaking news.
Like you were saying about the Lauren Sanders person who would have passed away. And I don't think from officials would have been able to speak with clarity to anything, but the Prime Minister has stated with a release in the House of Assembly, I don't think it was premature because he never called a name, but he did inform the country that the body of a pregnant woman was found, and he did not release a name.
Right.
And then later on, he goes, he and his wife, Anne Marie, been able to release a statement indicating that abuse and violence is never the thing that we want to be able to look for.
Yeah. All right.
And how women need to be protected in these particular times.
Yeah.
In these areas.
Yeah,
and
I've heard,
so this was a strong story.
It is very much so. I've heard unofficial reports concerning it, but I can't release that. But I pray that the police are successful and quick in their operation.
It's the same thing I said.
Yeah.
Because I did receive some unsubstantiated,
some disturbing unofficial report on what is behind the scenes. I don't like it at all. Don't like what I'm hearing at all.
It's unfortunate, but it is what it is. Guys, let me take this quick commercial break. When we get back, we can be able to wrap this thing up and have a good conversation about the by-election, about these particular processes, and the idea that we have in this country in terms of being able to move forward and the steps that we need to be able to take to get there. Quick break, guys. Going to be right back after this.
Now, fellas, mommy getting out now, and while I go on, I want no raking and scraping in here.
No, mama, we ain't gonna rake and scrape. We can clean the house just like you say. That's right, right? Yeah, that's right, mama. We ain't rake and scrape.
All right, now.
Mama don't like no raking and scraping in here. Mama don't like no raking and scraping in here. Hey, we don't care, but mama don't like no
Nassau, Bahamas, Alpha Sounds Promotions is celebrating 25 years of greatness.
Yes, 25 years of love and unity in the Bahamas.
And coming to celebrate with us is none other than Cass the Band.
Yes, the band, make up up now.
Yes, Cass the Band.
Alongside Beijing sensation, Ruby. Our very own Nishi LS.
Fanshawn.
Wendy.
Lady E.
Sweet Emily.
Veronica Bishop.
Ancient Man.
Julian Believe and the Pawn Band.
And many more. Hosted by Natural Empress and yours truly, Giselle the Wassy One.
Saturday, November 8th at Breezes Grounds, Cable Beach. Gates open at 7 p.m.
Early bird tickets are just $75. VIP access for $150 with an open bar.
Get your tickets now online at BahamasAtickets.com, or you can get them at Big Boys Cafe, Plantation Bar Grill, and Tropics on the Bay. Alpha Sounds, 25 years of greatness.
For more information, call 822-6863.
Saturday, November 8th. Miss it, you matter what.
When I'm feeling under the weather, you just make me feel sweet.
Sad movies always make me said he had to mangy dog won't stop knocking down my garbage can. Now all my business outside the room. Y'all gon' get this stray dog out of my yard. He trying to eat me, he done bites me real hard. If you don't feed him, y'all, what you expect? He going in another yard to see what he gonna get. Not again! Number 2 on my brand new shoe. Bring the shovel! I hear a rustling sound, I see this big thing move. That dog was looking for some place to bury food. I give him meat and bread and pat him on the head. Now he's sitting by the door and he won't go home. Y'all gonna get your stray dog out of my yard. He trying to eat me, he done bites me real hard. If you don't feed him, gal, what you expect? He going in another yard to see what he gonna get. What's the on the color? Mama, eat him some meat. Mama, when you want to eat, eat him some fish. Yeah, I teach you a trick. Your dog been round here so long, now I get fleas and ticks. Y'all gonna get your stray dog out of my yard. He trying to eat me, he done bites me real hard. If you don't feed him, gal, what you expect? He going in another yard to see what he gonna get. Now you see, Papa's on my yard again. Well, look here, I tired of this. When I turn my back, jump my kitty cat. He almost swallowed the kitty hole. You can't be doing that. Jump over the garbage can and try to run my man. That dog been round here so much money. Come get your stray dog out of my yard. He trying to eat me, he done bites me real hard. If you don't feed him, gal, what you expect? He going in another yard to see what he gonna get. What's him on a collar? When you want to wonder, eat him some meat. What? When you want to eat, eat him some fish. Boy, yo, yo. That dog been round here, so I could call you in society right now. Y'all come get your stray dog out of my yard. He trying to eat me, he done bites me real hard. If you don't feed him, gal, what you expect? He going in another yard to see what he gonna get. Every time I drive, you try to bite my car tire. You like rubber that much? Now he want eat some bush, cause he feeling sick. Boy, come from around here and stay out them dirty dish. Hanging with his back, he beating on the top. Puppy here, puppy there, yeah, how you deal with that? Yeah, come get your stray dog out of my yard. He trying to eat me, he done bites me real hard. If you don't feed him, gal, what you expect? He going in another yard to see what
And
he
we are back, ladies and gentlemen. These last few minutes of the show, I wanted to be able to take this time out and be able to talk about these things. I tried to be able to reach someone, and they are putting some stuff together to be able to send out from a public perspective, so we can hear from the Office of the Prime Minister about this posture and position in Grand Bahama. So, you know, I don't know. I'm sitting here with my very good friend and spiritual advisor, none other than Ambassador Devin Rowe. But I don't know. I can say this to you.
Mm-hmm.
This may be inappropriate to say, but through observation, people have been very casual in their approach with formality in this country. People have been very casual in the way that they're treating the Prime Minister and speaking to and about the Prime Minister. Calling him brave.
Mm-hmm.
He needs to stop flying around and sit his hip down. Don't ask me, ask brave. Yeah, man. Your proximity breeds familiarity, and you forget your position. You forget the position that the Prime Minister holds. You forget the position that, and I only say that I don't want to be able to tell you where I'm looking and reading this information from, but you have to be responsible. You have to be responsible with yourself and your future. You want to grow significantly in this country, in your political stead, but you are being disrespectful. Talk to me about it.
Well, my safest response is, again, to hide behind the protection of Scripture. And that kind of, what you're referring to, familiarity, is never a good thing. There's usually a spirit behind familiarity. And what I heard just now when you were talking is the importance of the protection that Scripture gives towards the office of leadership. There's a scripture that says, "Don't rebuke an elder openly," and I've given many teachings on it before. And I said, listen to what it does not say. It did not say don't rebuke an elder. It says don't rebuke him openly, suggesting that even if you do have a challenge, there is a way to do it, which is privately. And then it says to approach the elder like a father, which means you give the courtesy of respect. And the reason is, in your casualness or your familiarity, you may bring disrepute to the office that you weren't intending to give, and then others may follow your example. And then, God forbid, one day you may actually sit in office and realize, oh boy,
that's how life is working. It come right back to you right away. Bye.
Yeah. So I'm responding with principle in mind in terms of with the nuances that you just suggested.
Last few minutes before we get out of here, tomorrow is going to be a state-recognized funeral for Von Miller. Yeah. If you pick up the article in the Realigner this month, we had a nice little article on Von Miller and life after Von Miller in this particular state and constituency. We know that Darren Pickstock has been ratified in that constituency. I think Brian Rowe for the COI has been ratified in that constituency. And Brian Brown, has been ratified in that constituency for the Free National Movement. So it's going to be a hotly contested seat. I know that all that is the PLP all the way, SSPLP, is going to descend upon that constituency. And we can only hope, because we're not hearing anything from the Free National Movement. I can be honest with you. I'm hearing that we may contest, we may not contest, we do this, we do that, and so forth and so on. I'm hearing that. And so I have reached out to the horse instead of the horse fly.
Right.
Yeah, because the horse fly is this is a horse fly. The horse fly, a big fly.
Yeah, it is big.
But it's a fly. And those flies only just be on the wall.
Yeah.
And so the interpretation that you get from the horse fly is that it is what it is. But many times, you need to hear directly from the horse, the big horse, the horse mouth.
This by-election scenario in the realm of politics is a major chess piece. The move is critical for all parties involved. And it may even be wiser in certain instances not to move at all. But I'm just throwing
for
it out there.
me.
Yeah.
The Free National Movement has not won a by-election. If we count all the way back from Ryan Pinder by-election and the constituency of Elizabeth, if we count all the way back from there, with Ryan Pinder and with Dwayne Sands, the FNM lost that by-election.
Yeah. I want to, in the region, have we ever had a scenario where no party decides to contend for the seat of a removed?
That happened historically in our country. There, I think that's how Tennyson Bell got in.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think that's how Tennyson Bell got in, and his particular capacity. Guys, I could be. I'm always in the realm of being able to sit in the correction.
Yeah.
But the PLP has not contested, or the major organization of the day did not contest, allowing the independent to find themselves, to find their footing in this particular space.
I'm just wondering, in light of what the opposition leader has been said very consistently, that he doesn't think it wise to use his expenses for a by-election when a pending general election is so close.
Hold on. So, who opposition leader say that?
We have won.
I need to know.
All right,
because that information would have come from Hubert Ingram.
You're saying that
the last by-election that was held in West Grand Bahama.
Are you saying that allegedly, or are you saying that with
no,
confidence?
The last by-election that was held in Grand Bahama,
right?
Hubert Ingram would have sent information to Michael Pintard indicating that he should not contest in the by-election. It was in the newspaper.
He said that
It was in the newspaper.
Oh, whoa.
Now, Michael Pintard...
Well, I didn't mean to wake up all letters.
Michael Pintard went to the council and indicated that he had a telephone call. And as a result of this council meeting, whoever informants that exist in the council went to the media and said, Michael say Hubert called. The media ran the story, and Hubert Ingram responded and said that what I said was to be said in confidence.
Okay. All right.
Hubert Ingram didn't come to the forefront and say this.
Yeah.
This information matriculated and found its way at the forefront of the newspaper.
Once it's in the dailies, then it's public knowledge.
Now, Hubert Ingram will not deny that he said that.
Right.
Because he'll stand by his word if it's his word.
Of course.
Okay? However...
He responded in principle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
However, he will support if you decide to go forward.
Yeah.
If you ask me for advice in my years of exposure, experience, understanding, and application in this field, and I give you my advice, that's all it is advice.
Yeah.
I don't sit in an authoritative capacity to be able to tell you what to do with what you got to do. You still got to make a decision.
Yeah. Yeah.
I thought after the death of Obie Wilchcombe, it didn't make sense to present. Ricardo Grant was eager and hungry. The Free National Movement, eager and hungry. Michael Pintard, eager and hungry. And sometimes in this sort of a fog of hunger, with deprivation of whatever you desire, you don't think clear. I'm hoping that they're thinking clearly now. Let's do a little taste of maths and then we get out of here. It's already 1:59. It's almost 2 o'clock. Little piece of maths. November 24th. The next general election, it could be held in 11 months after. Brian Brown, let's just say hypothetically Brian Brown is the victor. Brian Brown...
Oh, you said 11. Doesn't it have to be held by August next year? They have 11 months?
The first seating in the House of Assembly was October 6th.
Okay, good. Got you. All right.
2021.
So 11 months, yeah. I got you.
So they would have to call election by September, and then they'd be able to identify that, and then they still have an extended period of time before they can go to. So let's just say hypothetically, they have roughly 11, 12 months.
11, 12 months. Okay,
okay, no problem.
Gotcha.
After they find themselves in this particular position and they're moving forward, doing everything that they can, Brian Brown, hypothetically, we give him the victory. For the sake of this conversation, we give Brian Brown the victory. Brian Brown gets the victory. He has no affiliation with government.
Right.
He has no relationships to expedite the things that he said or committed to the people that he would do. He goes to Ministry of Works. I need y'all to pave this road, 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 and keep rowing for an extended period of 11 months. And they drag their feet, not because unprofessionalism exists there, but because throughout the body of government in this, and government employees in this country, they take directives. And directive says, if my minister, my PS, my undersecretary, my this, my that didn't tell me do it,
right,
I ain't doing it.
You can hide behind bureaucracy.
Of course you can. That's where you hide. Now,
however,
we've seen
if he does win, you get a little momentum that you don't really have now to take you
but
into
they can squash that momentum.
to take you into the election.
Okay, for me, this is with me. This is, let's say hypothetically he win. I would crush him in the House of Assembly if I was the opposition. And this is not what I'm suggesting that you would do.
Right.
I'm simply saying to you that his strength is on the ground in campaigning. And other strength is in the House articulating.
Right.
We've identified what our strengths are. So when he get on my soccer field, I can deal with him accordingly. And then I can amplify what he could and could not do when he was at a bigger stage. which may lead to a particular position. Now remember, he has already lost. Don't let this be another Dwayne Sands.
Yep.
Remember, he has already lost the general election. Now comes a by-election. If he don't win that, you got problems. Then you will put him right back again for the general election. You did the same thing to Dwayne Sands. And how much times did he lose? 3 times.
Yeah. So are you advising the His Majesty's opposition leader not to vie?
Anyone who is worth their salt in politics, as they look at this scenario, as they look at the individual, as they look at the constituency, as they look at the circumstances that surround the death, another death in this particular cabinet, as they look at the resources that this government has access to be able to put there, I'm talking about human resources and financial resources and otherwise, as they look at all these particular elements, there is no humanistic way other than intervention by Jesus Christ himself that you can take and claim victory here in this particular seat. And even if you claim victory, the post scenario could be worse.
So then, would you use whatever
in that 11-month period?
So would you use just to come into the world of politics with you for a second? So would you use all of your available resources to launch a no by-election campaign and demand he calls a general election?
If I say no, that's what the FNM is trying to do, I wouldn't do that. It doesn't make any sense, because if he called a general election, you're still screwed. Well, you don't have your candidates.
Well,
they roll out 7.
You're playing chess. Is it chess here?
7, 17, 7, 7 is 17. 7, 7 is 14.
Right.
And 10 is 24. So I think they have 24 candidates, right? The Free National Movement, the government of the Bahamas has not come to the forefront and actually spoken to us about whether or not they're going to create those seats that we keep hearing conversations about as it relates to the Boundaries Commission.
But here's my question to you. Isn't politics in the Bahamas more about optics than substance in these last several years?
Okay.
So to be able to create some kind of stir, all right, we're victorious in this by-election. This is an indicator that we stand a huge chance coming into the by-election.
I wouldn't bluff for the PLP like this. Just me. This is Howard.
Go ahead.
This is Howard. I wouldn't bluff for the PLP.
Go ahead, Mr.
Like
Political Consultant. Go ahead.
I wouldn't bluff for the PLP like this, because the PLP have what you don't have. There's enough conversation to say that you don't have the finances to be able to go to get into a by-election and then go back to the same donors and ask for finances to go to a general election. There's enough conversations that's being had about that. Whether it's true or false, this is the smoke that exists in the public realm. Okay. So if this is the smoke that exists in the public realm, Grammy said the fire ain't far from the smoke. If the fire ain't far from the smoke, you're going to have difficulty being able to acquire and be able to secure the finances necessary to go to a general election. You need clothes, you need paraphernalia, you need boards, you need signs, you need this, you need that. And these candidates, many of them, who you put into the forefront, ain't got no money. They ain't got no money. We like them. You're enthusiastic, but you're broke. We ain't gonna fight you. We know that you're waiting for the mechanisms to be able to kick off in your body so you can get grease accordingly and you can touch some people in your constituency. Don't be like Howard. I go on campaigning in my constituency with $0. I miss and pass the bar. Howard! Come by around in the house. Well, you know the DNA doesn't stop. Come on, you broke, man. You broke, man. You want me to vote for you? You can't buy a bill. And listen, the eclipse is $1.
The realities of campaigning in the Bahamas.
You ain't got the money, baby. I ain't got the money.
Why are you here?
What you here for? I ain't even asked you for a washer. What you doing?
Just around.
What you doing, Howard? Come from on your man, right? All right, don't be like me. Carry real money with you. Don't carry monopoly money. And never pull it out your pocket. Amen. So anyway, so as I look at this, I'm looking at Darren Pickstock. He's extremely enthusiastic. He is, and people are dissecting what he says. because I think that his enthusiasm is superseding the posture of mourning and the presentation of mourning. This is what I would do in these last few minutes. I know that we've gone over time. This is what Howard Grant would do in these last few minutes. And I'm going to say this to you. If I was the Free National Movement, I would not contest this by-election. I would not. However, I would have all my team down every day, and we wear our red shirts and some sort of paraphernalia to be able to show that we're also mourning for the death of Vaughn Miller.
It's a good strategy.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
So you still have to be able to present yourself empathetic.
Yeah.
And sympathetic, rather, in this particular stat. You're not going to be insensitive and say, well, Vaughn ain't never do no. We as Bahamians, we don't do things like that.
Right.
Because we don't want to get high. Let's just be very clear about this. All right? So you present yourself empathetic, sympathetic in the community, and you touch those particular persons. You let them know that we decided to step back. Even though there is enough conversation to say what Vaughn has not done, we would give them an opportunity so we could start our fresh agenda when it comes to the general election. And we want your support in the general election. We believe that we have something that can be able to be done in this constituency. We believe that we have the strength. You know that we have our guy. We've been here, and the campaign headquarters has been open for 8 years. So you know that we will always be here for you. But we don't want to, on the tail end of a legislative agenda, try to be able to present and commit to something fresh, especially when our people are not in place. So we ask you for an opportunity to consider us when we come full force in less than 1 year.
What if a major donor presents large sums of money?
This ain't have nothing to do with money.
So your console remains the same.
If you had $8 million,
okay. Right.
If you had $8 million to run in this particular constituency, you still can't execute your legislative agenda to be able to make reaffirmation, to touch those people, to be able to see a significant impact in the constituency, because you don't have the supporting arms of government to be able to help you. Not that they aren't there to ensure that FNM and PLP alike get these particular things done. However, we know that in this country, relationships, what they say, a good name is better than what? Silver and gold.
It's better than silver and gold, yeah.
Good name in relationships is get you to be able to execute these particular things.
Do you feel?
I like how you're interviewing me. Go ahead.
That opposition politics has sufficient momentum right now.
The concept of opposition politics, or you mean this particular opposition?
This opposition and all of the other third parties, fourth parties, fifth parties that are there, do they have enough sway on the ground to build enough momentum to effectively take on the PLP machinery? No. Watch this.
No.
Watch this. Without entering this by-election.
No.
Just entering versus not entering, which one puts them in a better position?
They're not going to like what I say.
To build momentum.
They're not going to like what I'm saying. Not entering and having a clear strategy of enter and being able to articulate that throughout the body of your people.
The narrative that goes along with it is important.
Yeah, you have to have the right narrative to let people know that you're empathetic, you're sympathetic, you're understanding, but you're still prepared.
Right, but let's not do that. Let's not give it all now. They may want to hire you.
Okay.
Consultancy.
And then also that the strength in opposition politics in this country for me is weak. The Free National Movement has followed the trend of being able to rally up the emotions of the Bahamian people by being able to say things like, the Haitians are coming, right? And rallying up this sort of a concept and idea about the physical aspects of what the Brave administration, the Brave Davis administration, or the Davis administration has not done. Not being able to provide solutions, not being able to articulate those solutions, not being able to be clear about where we can find those solutions. And then you're saying one thing, and then you're ratifying candidates who would have been able to serve with you and was unable to execute the exact same thing. All this is difficult to me. How am I talking? Am I making sense?
I hear you, yeah.
All right? And as I look at this and I make a determination, I say, I don't know whether or not. See, at least I knew with Hubert Ingram's F&M, and I don't want to compare. This is not my desire to be able to compare Michael Pintard to Hubert Ingram, but that's all I got. That's all I got. You only knew victory under Hubert Ingram, all right? Well, you knew victory with Hubert Minnis also,
yes,
right?
Yeah.
But the victory that you're looking for and the homage that you're paying is under Hubert Ingram. But so I can't compare you because you're your own man, your own thinker. But I could say to you that how Hubert Ingram did it, at least he was stern, at least he was steadfast, and at least he was focused on the things that the Free National Movement will do. And he did his best, he did his darndest to ensure that they kept that sort of legislative agenda and focus from the Charter of Governance, the what they used to call it, I can't remember what they call it.
The manifesto?
The manifesto, that's what they used to call it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right? That particular manifesto came to the forefront. The Free National Movement did its best under Hubert Ingram to ensure that they can be able to reach those particular things.
A lot can happen. We live in this digital space now.
But it cannot happen. It's just like unforgiveness.
All right.
Let's get it. Let's pull it together. Let's tie it together and close the show. It's just like unforgiveness. You could do whatever you need to do as it relates to your drinking a gallon of water every day.
Yeah.
To doing your jogging.
Oh, yes.
To ensuring that you could have this quote unquote serenity and separating yourself. To doing your yoga, whatever you just do to pursue this this generic peace.
Right.
But you have not dealt with the core issues.
That's the problem.
This is where the issue exists. It doesn't matter what the Free National Movement does in terms of being able to provide you with the aesthetics of unification and the aesthetics of doing things right. If you don't rectify those issues, long drawn, anchored to your organization in terms of being able to be this come to Jesus moment with transparency, these issues will continue to be able to follow you. My brothers, that's the show today.
Yes, sir. Good
I
talk.
Thank you, man.
Good talk. We went far and wide.
Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you so very kindly for being able to tune in with us today. I know that my producer is a little bit pissed, but he's going to be okay. He needs to calm down. He's going to be okay, right? We'll see you tomorrow, God's Spirit Life, right here, Maria Pink, as we continue to be able to wrap up this month for breast cancer and be able to identify those things. We can see you tomorrow, God's Spirit.
Can I also extend my condolences to the family of Minister Vaughn Miller? Played a significant role in my music ministry life in the early days. Matter of fact, he was the first person to put my music on air.
Really?
Yeah. So we pray strength for his wife, Cassandra, and the family even now.
All right. Excellent. Guys, have a beautiful day. We're going to see you, God's Spirit, tomorrow right here on The Foundation.
I have a dream where the powerful and the powerless will sit at the same table, where the haves will see the have-nots, not as burdens, but as brothers, where class will not divide us, but conviction will unite us. I have a dream that the oligarchs will remember we must all eat, that the brown-faced neo-colonialists will remember who they are and whose they are. I have a dream that fraternities will build beyond internal architecture into a national bond, that the walls of design will give way to the bridges of brotherhood, not a fraternity of symbol, but a brotherhood of substance. I have a dream that we remain focused, that we stay in our conviction and remain fearless, that we double down, fortified, to return this Bahama land to the foundation.